Hello students, I am Shomu Ghosh. Welcome to a very stormy night. Today we'll enjoy the thunderstorm with the soft rain with the poem Rain on the Roof, written by Coates Kinney. So let's read the poem. Today we'll discuss about the first stanza of the poem, Rain on the Roof. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So let's go to that part. I have divided it into two parts and we'll describe line by line. So by this picture and by this situation that we have already made with the sound effects, you can come with the situation that it's a very stormy night. And our poet is describing or writing that poem in that stormy night and feeling that so. So when the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres. Now our question is that what is humid shadows? Humid shadows is resembling to the clouds here. Why? Because humid, that means water, and shadows, that means an obstacle against a light that creates that shadows. Now here it's combined together to create the noun phrase, a compound noun. Now humid shadows is resembling to the clouds. The clouds is full of water, and the color of the shadow, that is grayish. Also our clouds color is grayish or dark because it's full of water and it's in the night. Next we can say that obviously it's a starry night and it's a night sky because the starry, that means full of stars. So we can see the stars at night only. So it's all about the night sky. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. So here raindrops is not falling, but also our poet is feeling that these raindrops are the teardrops. Means someone is crying here. And melancholy, that word is meant as sorrowful. So someone is very sorrowful and is crying here. So maybe the nature is crying here. I've given some word notes here. Hover, that means float on the air. Our clouds are floating on the air. Humid shadows, that means resembling the black clouds that we have told. Melancholy, that means sorrowful. So here I have written also some figure of speech here, that is alliteration. We know that the alliteration is the repetition of the same sound. So here humid and hover, so repeating the same sound, H or ha. Starry spheres, the repetition of the sound of S, and it's also called the consonants because it's repeating the consonant sound. Next that comes is the personification. We know that the personification is that when we think a non-living thing as a human being or a human behavior is observed by someone. So our poet is observing the human behavior in the darkness because it's telling darkness gently weeps. So weeping is a human behavior and that is done by the darkness, a non-living thing. So here personification lies. Next come to that transferred epithet. That means adjectival, means it qualifies noun or pronoun. But transferred epithet, that means transforming from one noun to another. So here the adjective sits before that noun. It's not qualifying that noun. It's qualifying some another noun or pronoun. So here melancholy darkness is that the darkness is not the melancholy, but someone else is the melancholy or sorrowful. So here the adjective is transforming here, not qualifying the noun it sits before it, but qualifying some another noun that is invisible to us. So let's go to our next 4 lines and describe it. Before that, I have written some notes about the alliteration, personification and transferred epithet. As we know that the alliteration is the repetition of the same sound. Personification is the thinking of a non-living thing as a human being or human behavior we can observe in an object. Transferred epithet, we have divided it as the epithet, that means adjectival or qualifies the noun or pronoun. And transform, that means when an adjective sits before a noun but describing or qualifying another noun or pronoun. So let's go. What a bliss to praise the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Now bliss is here that our poet is feeling too much comfortable. Bliss is here used as comfortable or comfortness of the poet. Maybe he is want to go out from that darkness, that he is too much fearful of that, and he wants a partner. But he was totally alone. No one is there lying with him. So he is grabbing his pillow tightly to go out from that fear. Cottage chamber, that means cottage chamber bed, resembling to his bedroom. He is lying on his bed and listening to that pattering sound. Now patter gives us the dramatic effect or the auditory effect of that rainfall. By listening that sound or by listening or reading that word patter, we are imagining that rainfall is happening. So here that figure of speech, onomatopoeia, talks about, if a word talks about the dramatic effect and auditory imagery of anything, it's called that onomatopoeia. Here patter is the word. It's when we are telling this one, we are thinking about the rainfall or the sounds of the water. So here our poet wants to describe that the sound and the lyrics of the rain is creating an alluring effect, an attracting effect on human mind to feel it by the core of the heart. The clouds that are engulfing the night sky and the darkness is making the poet desolate, that means alone. So our poet is feeling too much lonely here, and our poet may be finding away from that the gloominess of that situation, darkness, the stormy night. So he wants to go out from that darkness, and that's why he is grabbing his pillow tightly. He may also find the comfortness by doing so. So 2 things we can discuss here. Maybe he is too much fearful, and for that he is grabbing his pillow, or he is finding his comfortness, so he is grabbing his pillow. But by the first stanza we cannot conclude it all. For the next stanzas we'll give that or reveal that real meaning of it. But for now we can say that he may be recollecting the memories of his childhood, and for that He is very lonely and he is remembering about his past days that he left behind, that he spent with his family. So here he is sorrowful, and for and with that our nature is also sorrowful. The raindrops are crying as a teardrops, as a teardrops. So someone is crying here along with the poet. So students, I've also given uh, the picture. It's a picture of Coates Kinney, and I have written about the Coates Kinney. He is an American poet. Some notable works of him I have written here: Keuka, Mists of Fire, and obviously The Rain on the Roof. So I think you have enjoyed that poem very much, with the thunderstorm and the rain. Thank you for watching my video. The next part of this poem obviously will be covered very soon. Till that, stay tuned. Bye bye.